shelter to all things. And I am God, and my ways are just. And you know, there was freedom in that. There was such freedom. When I thought to myself, hang on a minute, I don't have to worry about anything. I don't even have to watch. You know, people will say to me who are non-Christians, well, why do all non-Christians, you know, you see them doing really well for themselves, big houses, doing this, that and the other, loads of money, they've got jobs and we've not got jobs. You know what? We don't have to worry about that. Our Father in heaven is sorting all of that out. His concern is us, and our concern should be him. And we have freedom because we don't have to worry about that. All he asks us to do is to keep our eyes on the prize and work towards the kingdom of God. And I couldn't tell you how liberated I felt when I learned that little truth sat in the study. And I went out and was driving, and all the old thoughts started to come back in my head. Well, you'll never guess what they've done, and they've done it. And I just shouted in the car out loud, yeah, and I'm not having any of it. And it went. And I was happy again. And my freedom wasn't robbed. My head wasn't pecked. And I'm telling you this because it all fits in. Do not worry. Don't worry about yourself. Don't worry about your family. Don't worry about your friends. As far as running their races, yes, you're going to worry and have concerns about them. But what God is saying is, let me be God. I am bigger than this. I created it all. I have their interests better at heart than you could ever have. So stop worrying and leave it with me. So the prize that we're seeking is the kingdom of God. You know, when people honour God, he honours their faith. And I'd just like to share a story with you. Just about honouring God. Not us honouring God, but somebody who honoured God on our behalf. We've had fat times and lean times, rich times and nothing times. And this happened in a nothing time, where we literally had no food in the cupboard and potatoes in the garden, and that was it. I think I lost one of the babies, so I was on sick leave, and he was on short time at the factory, and we had nothing, absolutely nothing. And you know, we went for a walk, and we prayed as we went for a walk, and when we came back, there was shopping on our step. And you know, it wasn't just shopping, it was the best of the best. It was God's gift pressed down and overflowing. There wasn't just smart price food in that bag, there was even a bottle of wine and a box of chocolates, because that's how good my God is. Everything covered, the best of the best for his children. And I just thank God that that person honoured him in that time. You know, I've got a car outside from work that's worth I don't know how many thousands of pounds, and that bag of shopping means more to me every day of my life when I think back to it than the smart car, than the holidays, than the sunbeds or anything else that now come with having a bit of money. That shopping bag was my everything, you know. And that is what God is saying to us. I will give you gifts. I will give you gifts pressed down and overflowing because I love you so much. But stop worrying. Stop looking at everybody else's race. Stop looking what everybody else is doing and just focus back on me. You know, it's lovely. I was telling Caroline and Paul, when Paul was a baby, you won't mind me saying it, we were thinking about Abigail, he used to look around, just a tiny baby, about 8 weeks old, and when the world got too much for him, he looked at his hand. And he'd sort of get his confidence back up again, and then bit by bit his hand would come away and he'd start looking around again, his hand would come down, it'd all get too much again, and he'd look back at his hand. You know, and that's what God is saying. Stop looking at everything else. Stop worrying about everything else. Kent Street is a massive, massive project. You know what? We've already won. We are already on God's side. We are already winners. And it's all going to come together. God isn't saying don't labour. You know, the passage clearly said we should labour. God isn't saying be lazy and I'll give it to you pressed down and overflowing. He's saying concentrate on the fruit that matters for eternity. Get on with the business searching for the kingdom of God. You know, I had two words, one for Kent Street, and the word was, my yoke is easy. My yoke is easy. You know, don't make a burden of what it's not to be. And for personal, in our own lives, the word was, the Father gives good gifts to his children. And that is also true. You know, F.R.O.G in this was told to keep her eyes on the prize. Don't ever take your eyes off. Keep them fixed on what you want. And another clever person in the New Bible Commentary said this, and this is the theme of my passage, and this is what I want you to take away. To seek God's kingdom is to set one's aim in life on God himself and the accomplishment of his purpose of bringing in his rule with all its blessings. That is what we are doing, and I'll say that again. To seek God's kingdom is to set one's aim in life on God himself and the accomplishment of his purpose of bringing in his rule with all its blessings. You see how it falls? Aim on God himself. Be about his business, on watch the blessings fall. And that's what I want to encourage you with tonight. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all the things will be added unto you. Don't worry. The closing part of this passage is lovely. It's verse 32, and it says this: Do not be afraid, little flock, for your Father has been pleased to give you the kingdom. You know, that passage, that word, little flock, is only used once in the whole of the New Testament. And you know, that same word, little flock, was used here of us. When we were, somebody spoke in tongues, and the tongues was translated, the first words were, my little flock. That is how God looks at us. My little flock, your Father has been pleased to give you the kingdom. So we need to be moving on, okay? The work ahead is hard, and the work ahead is going to be wobbly. Doug told us the devil's going to try and rob us. The devil is going to come between us, and he's going to cause chaos, he's going to cause confusion, he's going to cause rivalry and disruption. But you know what? We are winners. We are already winners, and we need to hold on to that. If we are on the Lord's side, we are on the winning team. We need to get back to basics. As Jean said, first of all, get it right with us, each and every one of us. You can't be praising God on a Sunday and not walking with him for the rest of the week. It's unhealthy. Mentally, spiritually and physically, it is unhealthy. It's very uncomfortable to sit on the wall for a long period of time, you know, and that's what it's like. You have to get on the right side. And once you are so focused on God that nothing else matters, then it becomes so much easier. Yeah, you'll have the devil putting ideas, just like you did with me, got in the car and say no. Just say, I am not having it. I am focusing on the kingdom of God. I am focusing on what matters, and whatever's going through my head or any worries I have are going to go. And you know, we will see miracles happen. We will see miracles. What did God say here? He, about faith bit, what was it? You can tell they weren't my words. I can't find it. But he will reward our faith. You know, if we focus on him, if we're about his business, if we're doing his will, he will reward our faith. And I grant you that that prayer book in the next weeks to come will be filled with thanksgiving, because we will see the glory of God fall down upon us. So I just want to encourage you, get it right with us. Work at his kingdom. Work in his ways and see the blessings fall. To seek God's kingdom is to set one's aim in life on God himself. Nothing else matters. It really doesn't matter. Everything else will fall away. Only God will remain. And the accomplishment of his purposes of bringing in his rule. How are we going to do that? We need to be bringing in God's rule. When people see us living as Christians, they desire that. It's a really desirable commodity. You know, you'll get people saying, you're always smiling, you. What's up with you? You desire it themselves, because the world is full of misery and they want to be on God's side. And it's a desirable thing. If we can show God's love, God's grace and God's strength, his rule will come and his blessings will follow. Keep your eyes on the prize and watch this space. Amen.